Jan Maravilla, Ms. Geography Lapierre, regular members attending via Zoom. On the part of the server, we have Ms. Ava Marisalian from HO-BAC attending via Zoom. Likewise, in attendance, we have the members of the technical working group and the members of the BAC Secretariat. On the part of the leaders, we have representatives from KIT from British Incorporated, joint venture with the Young Start Philippines Incorporated, and iPoint East Incorporated, Canon Marketing Philippines Incorporated, and Safer PH Innovation Incorporated.
Thank you, Mr. for going to chair the judges there for more. Please have PGCS number 042-1991 of the worship.
We have three items in the agenda, Mr. Chair. Number one is the credit conference for the supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of multi-site remote surveillance monitoring equipment and services phase 3. Number two is the bid evaluation report for the supply, delivery, and commissioning of multi-function radio communication with centralized dispatching system, supply, delivery, and installation of above-ground bridge with centralized monitoring system. Letter C is cancelled. Number three is the fourth qualification report for the provision of security screening machine operators for Philippine Port Authority Head Office, Port Management Offices, and Terminal Management Offices, ports.
Thank you. That's our objections to the proper on our agenda. Included content.
For the supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of multi-site remote surveillance monitoring equipment and services phase 3, which are posted in the PhilJets and PKA websites on June 2, 2021, and with an approved budget for the contract of 480 million. We have bidders, prospective bidders. First is HO-BAC Properties Incorporated, joint venture with Beyond Site Philippines Incorporated and iPoint East Incorporated. Represented by Ms. Aubrey Tan, Tiffany Estaniel, Attorney Ezekiel Manael.
Okay, who will speak in behalf of it? Representative of it, do you have any questions?
Good morning, Chairman Palomar.
Good morning. Can you turn on your camera?
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, good morning, Chairman, and as well as the members of the Bids and Awards Committee and the Technical Working Group. So my name is Aubrey Tan, and I represent the joint venture KIT Properties, Beyond Site Philippines Incorporated, and iPoint East Incorporated. I have a few questions on my end.
Okay.
Yeah. On page 11, under instruction to bidders, section 2, item 5.3, eligibility requirements under single largest completed contract. It states that pursuant to section 23.4.1.3 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184, the bidder shall have an SLCC that is at least one contract similar to the project, the value of which, adjusted to current prices using the PSA CPI, must be at least equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC. Now, my question is, does PPA require a single completed contract of similar nature to its SLCC, or a combination of contracts will be acceptable as long as one of the contracts is similar?
Can you repeat the second contract? Several contracts. Okay. First thing, single largest completed contract is it's a single contract, and the basis for determining whether it can be considered single largest completed contract are the type of contract, and there are under this procurement technical working group what to consider what we discuss in the contract.
Similar contract means contract for the supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of CCTV, multi-site remote surveillance and monitoring equipment and auxiliary services Ancillary services means the surveillance and supplemental services necessary for the quality and reliability of service performance relative to safety, security, and operational compliance through digital and process transformation. This definition is embodied in 5.3 of the big data sheet, page 17.
Well, evaluating whether or not the submitted contract is, can be considered for purposes of SLCC. Do you go with the main value that you read, or it also needs to contain the ancillary service or sufficient ancillary service as well?
Mr. Chair, may refer the question to the end user because we only adopted the definition from the POR provided for the
So how will they evaluate whether or not they submitted contract may be considered for the purposes of the SLCC? Exactly the same. So can you read again the type of contract? Can you back up this? Okay. On page 17, ID clause 5.3. For this purpose, contract similar to the project of the contract for the supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of CCTV, multi-site, remote surveillance, and monitoring equipment, and ancillary services. So when you evaluate this technology, without going to the end user, it's sufficient that the contract is for supply, delivery, installation, commissioning, CCTV, multi-site, surveillance, and monitoring equipment, or will you also look for the ancillary services?
any of the boosters.
So any of the two. So for purpose of determining the single largest completed contract, you have to have a contract, you have to produce a contract for the supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of CCTV, multi-site, remote surveillance, and monitoring equipment, or a contract where surveillance and supplemental services necessary for quality and reliability of service performance relative to safety, security, and operational compliance for digital and process transformation. In determining whether or not said contract is compliant with it, you go to the provision of the contract or at least an additional document.
If not included in the contract itself, they can provide additional documents for reference.
Basically, letters of reference for that particular contract.
Yes, sir, pero relative lang dun sa single
Yeah, so, or that is so hindi kailangan lahat, basta establish lang nila that this particular contract subject is aspect. Okay. Yes, do you have any follow-up question or did that address the question?
Yes. Basically, thank you for clarifying. I got it.
Okay, do you have any other question?
Yeah. And I have another question. On page 24, under section 5, special conditions of contract, item 2.2, terms of payment. Letter B, it stated upon completed installation and commissioning at each project site, 35% of the cost of surveillance equipment installed and commissioned per site. So does that mean that the collection is a per site basis? After a site has been completed, there's installation is done and commissioning is done, it means we can issue invoice for such site.
All sites po. Dapat is not commission for all sites.
Okay, so we have to establish that all sites will be completed first before we issue the invoice.
Yes, before issuing the 35%.
Okay, thank you for that. Another question on page 25, still under special conditions of contract, that is testing will be done during commissioning. Our commissioning is when the cameras are configured to be viewable, and we do test on our end as that is actually an SOP. But who will conduct the testing at PPA side? And who is this person we can reach out to for testing?
This is during presentation as well. So the end user, the winning bidder will be notified on the point person from EPA side on when it gets to commissioning. So when you have prior coordinations with EPA, before then, a point person regards the testing to the commissioning will be identified.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that, Chairman. I have another question, page 26, under section 6, schedule of requirements, quantities of equipment. In the schedule of requirements, is there a specific list of requirements that established for each site on the number of cameras and equipment to be installed? I saw the numbers in the technical specifications, but I would like to know if there are specific distribution of devices for each port.
Thank you, sir. Clarify. Under QR, you saw a list of areas and list of number, which are with the corresponding number of cameras, correct?
Yes.
Your clarification is
I'd like to know if there is a specific distribution list for each site.
so as of now, we have the number and we have the areas, but during the pre-coordination conference, when we identify the that area. Okay, but at this stage, wala pa, during the pre-coordination meeting, doon nila ma-determine finalize yung number of cameras per location.
Okay, thank you. And a follow-up question for that, when are we going to be provided with, for example, address, so that we would know where the sites are located, and who will we ask for this information?
Okay. The address, you can coordinate with the admin services department. They will provide you with the exact address of each port.
Admin, yes. All right. Thank you. So, sorry, I have another question. That is under TOR, terms of reference, page 14 of the terms of reference. Section 5, obligations of PPA and service provider. It states that in the event the procuring entity modifies or cancels project sites due to no viable network or ongoing rehabilitation or upgrades, who will formally advise us on the information and what would be the process or the cancellation process, if there would be?
The question is, will provision regarding possible cancellation of particular site. So they're asking the procedure, how that will be operationalized. So how will they first they will be notified by different. And then the alternative project side would be that the coordination with the possible
Okay. Okay, all right.
On this cancellation will be if there is an area, a site which should be cancelled, written notice will be sent to the service provider, and then coordination will be done to identify the alternative site.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. My last question would be, will worsening case of pandemic be a reason for the project to be stopped temporarily? Like, for example, a province or area lockdown, and who do we reach out to if this will happen?
The administrative services department as well.
Admin still, okay.
So
All right.
The ground for your request is valid and their conclusion.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for answering my questions, and that's it for me right now. Thank you so much.
Okay.
For the next prospective bidder, Canon Marketing Philippines Incorporated, Jenaline Macan.
Miss Pakat.
Good morning. I am Jenna Macan from Canon Philippines. My only concern will be Canon Marketing Philippines is known as a distributor or a manufacturer here in Philippines. Do we have any chance to join in the bidding? Considering that we are from, I mean, the company is in other country or a foreign country.
As long as you can comply with the legal, financial, and technical
There is no prohibition as long as you first, the nationality requirement is met if foreign corporation has 64
Okay. Got it. That will be all from my side. Thank you.
Okay, so under the RR, only those incorporated in the Philippines are allowed to participate. Okay, no other questions? Candace? No other questions? Is Pakat any other questions?
Sorry, I can't hear properly.
Do you have any other questions?
None. So far, all questions were already mentioned by Miss Audrey. So I already write that note. I already notes that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
The invitation to the meeting is restricted as Filipino citizens, not private or organizations with at least 60% of. Next, prospective bidder, Safer PH Innovation Incorporated, Mr. Rex Sage, P.T. Banderas, John Nathan Lobaton.
Okay, Safer Philippines, who will speak in your behalf?
Good morning, Mr. Chair and the Regional Awards Committee. I am Rex Sage, representing Safer PH. And in behalf of Safer PH Spars Joint Venture, I would like to ask a question on the provision for the 50% SLCC when in the IRR of 9184, section 23.4.1.3 states that we have you can accept that the prospective bidder have completed at least 2 similar contracts and the aggregate contract amount should be equivalent to at least a percentage of the ABC, such as 25%. So is it final that the SLCC should be limited only to the 50% when in the provision of the IRR, a 25% aggregate contract, or the largest would be 25% would be accepted? So we would like to ask that question.
The ARR, before you can go to 25%, the requirement is that at the onset and after conducting market research, the procuring entity has already determined that only the same will result to failure bidding, monopoly that will be confirmed of the competitive bidding. The procuring entity may consider an aggregate. This condition has not been complied. So we have not determined that there will be a failure of bidding or a monopoly. The requirement be retained. So as of now, we will retain the SLPC of 50%.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Sir.
No other questions?
That's all for Safer PH.
Yep.
Next is Advanced Security and Safety Solutions Incorporated, Mr. Gil Luciliano.
Advance. Advance.
Advanced Security and Safety Solutions Incorporated,
Advance.
Security and Safety Solutions Incorporated, Mr. Gil Luciliano.
Okay. Senior representative. Clarence.
No, Advanced Security and Detection System.
Advanced Security. Sino ang representative ng Advanced Security and Safety System? Fusion. May representative ba? Good. Bigyan mo na game. Sige, skip na natin while yung representative is connecting. Kasi Clarence? Okay. Hindi. Okay kung company. Kaso nag-iisa kayo siya doon. Okay, advanced safety. First, identify yourself. Just pasalamat ng data ng feedback. Yes, good morning. You are?
May I ask a question?
Yes, please first identify yourself.
Just for clarification, our company hasn't joined the previous bidding. We understand this is already phase 3.
Sir,
my question is, can we still join this bidding despite this is just our first intent to join?
Short answer, yes, as long as you comply with the requirements, the technical requirements, you can join this bidding that is starting in phase 3. The exclusive phase 3. So anyone can join as long as you can comply with the terms of reference.
So,
first, can you identify yourself?
My next query is about the single largest contract. Sorry. I am Gil Luciliano from Advanced Security and Safety Solutions Incorporated.
Okay, thank you. Your next question.
So the previous question is if we are allowed to join this bidding despite having not participated in the previous phase 1 and phase 2. So the next question is, could the BAC relax the requirement on the single largest contract?
No.
Could it be aggregated
Sir,
to meet the requirement of the 50%?
Sir, before we can aggregate, there are certain conditions which must be first complied with and provided for the procurement act. Well, in the revised IRR of the Procurement Act, there is no determination that the uh, bidding and requiring the SLTC of 50% will result in a failure of bidding or a monopoly. As such, we are retaining the 50% requirement of the SLTC.
Is it already final, or we can the BAC relax the requirement? Because if we strict on that, only the first bidder or the first bidder could afford to join this bidding, and will be reducing the competition.
Well, sir, before we can relax the requirement, there are certain conditions which are like to. So as such, these conditions are not been met. And as such, we cannot reduce the requirement. We cannot reduce the SSD to 5%.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Dr. Kaya.
Next, prospective bidder from Advanced Security and Detection Systems, Clarence Bernardo. Clarence, Advanced Security and Detection Systems.
Ma'am, I'm Clarence Bernardo of Advanced Security and Detection System. Same question, ma'am, as Sir Hill. No other question. Thank you.
So it's the same question, hindi ko bago ang sagot ng BAC. So same answer, we cannot reduce the SSAC to 35%. There is no market study determining that there is the quoting the same, the result of the major bidding for example.
Okay, thank you.
For the information of the prospective bidders, the submission, the date for the submission and opening of bids is on June 25, 2021. The deadline for submission is at 9 a.m. The opening of bids is at 10 a.m. June 25, 2021.
Thank you. That's end the previous conference portion of our agenda. The prospective bidders are now excused before we proceed to the evaluation reports. Thank you for your interest in bidding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chairman, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, can I ask for one question?
Okay. But technical, okay, what's your question?
Yeah, sorry. Just in case that Canon Marketing Philippines would appoint a partner, would it be possible that we could appoint a partner even though they were not able to attend on this pre-bid meeting?
Attendance in the pre-bid conference is not a requirement to participate in the process. So the purpose of the pre-bid conference is to allow prospective bidders to ask questions regarding the terms of reference. But it is well within the rights of the prospective bidder not to attend and still participate in the bidding. So the requirement of participation is not. However, a requirement is usually cannot be done.
So meaning they can.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Prospective bidders, you are now excused. They are similar. Explain. Okay lang mag-message yeah, regarding that, the requirement that the prospective bidder must also be, well, the partner shall need to. And then, sinabi ka ba natin, sa kailangan mo yun ang bid yung sa ano na yan, John? Are you referring to yung canon na if they get a prospective partner?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Sinabi naman natin na hindi kailangan magaling, pero kailangan bumili ng visa.
Okay, okay. Baka lang kasi matulad nung nakaraan natin. So,
may instruction sa sekretarya, kapag isa lang bumili, at joint venture ang sinasubmit, considered stranger ang bumili. So, hindi natin tanong yun. So, doon, malaman nila na, ay, sa akin. So, malaman na, kailangan kayong dalawa ang bumili kung isa lang. Or kung hindi kayo bumili sa joint venture. Para may chance lang mag-correct. Okay?
okay.
Technical working group, are you ready?
Yes.
Please proceed.
The evaluation report negative to the supply, delivery, and commissioning of multifunction radio communications with centralized dispatching and reporting system under BAC-PGCS 012-2020. The approved budget for the contract to be paid as published and advertised is 50 million pesos. The invitation to bid for the said project was posted on May 6, 2021 in the PTA and Philchat websites and at a conspicuous place at the PTA premises continuously for 7 calendar days. In response to the said invitation to bid, BT Industries Incorporated secured the bid documents in the amount of 25,000 pesos. During the pre-bid conference held on May 18, 2021, the BAC clarified the requirements, terms, conditions, and specifications stipulated in the bidding documents, the technical and financial components of the contract and bidding. BT Industries Incorporated dropped its technical and financial bids in their respective bid documents before the deadline of 9 a.m. on June 2, 2021. During the opening of bids held on June 2, 2021, and in the presence of the bidders' representatives, the first envelope of BT Industries Incorporated was opened and checked by the BAC members to determine the bidder's compliance to the legal, technical, and financial requirements. After the evaluation by the BAC and on motion duly made and properly seconded, BT Industries Incorporated was declared as passed to the requirements of the first envelope. Thereafter, the second envelope of BT Industries Incorporated was opened. The documentary requirements were checked and the bid price was read by the chairperson and the reported. Upon motion duly made and properly seconded, BT Industries Incorporated was declared as passed with the requirements for the second envelope. As a first step to determine the lowest calculated bid, detailed evaluation of the bid of BT Industries Incorporated amounting to 48,800,000 pesos was undertaken. The bid offer of BT Industries Incorporated conformed to the required items specified in the bid form. No deviation nor arithmetical errors were found in the bid proposal of BT Industries Incorporated. Pursuant to Rule 9, Section 32 of the 2016 revised IRR of the Public Act number 9184, and based on the result of the bid evaluation, the DWG recommends to declare BT Industries Incorporated at its calculated bid price of 48,800,000 pesos as the single calculated bidder, and that post qualification be conducted on the said bidder.
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of the PWC recommendations. Declare the meeting is incorporated at its calculated bid price of 48,800,000 as a single calculated bidder that was qualification pre-conduction of the same.
Let me move the second without recommendation and review as mandated review solution report to the five different commission of public consultation communications, which are direct dispatching and recording system to a information review.
None, Mr. Chair.
There being none, DT Industries Incorporated has calculated bid price of 48,800,000 pesos. Is here within this a single calculated bid price. Take over the group, there is capital of the full qualification. On the next report.
The evaluation report relative to the supply, delivery, and installation of above ground weighbridge and satellite monitoring system under BAC PGCS 028-21. The approved budget for the contract between as published or advertised is 200 million pesos. The invitation to bid for the said project was posted on May 6, 2021 in the PBA website and at People's Place, the premises completely for 7 calendar days. In response to the invitation to bid, Boston Home Incorporated secured the bid document in the amount of 50,000 pesos. During the private conference held on May 18, 2021, the MAC clarified the requirements, terms, conditions, and specifications stipulated in the bidding documents, the technical and financial components of the contract of the bid. Boston Home Incorporated drafted its technical and financial bids in respect to bid boxes before the deadline of 1 p.m. on June 2, 2021. During the opening of bids held on June 2, 2021, and in the presence of the bidders representatives, the first envelope of Boston Home Incorporated was opened and checked by the bank members to determine the bidders' compliance to the legal, technical, and financial requirements. After the evaluation with the bank and a motion to be made a properly seconded, Boston Home Incorporated was declared as passed to the requirements of the first envelope. Thereafter, the second envelope of Boston Home Incorporated was opened. The documentary requirements were checked and the bid price was read by the chairperson and then reported. Upon motion made and properly seconded, Boston Home Incorporated was declared as passed to the requirements of the second envelope. As a first step to determine the lowest calculated bid, detailed evaluation of the bid of Boston Home Incorporated amounting to 198,800,000 pesos was undertaken. The bid offer of Boston Home Incorporated conformed to the required items specified in the reports. No deviation nor arithmetical errors were found in the bid proposal of Boston Home Incorporated. Pursuant to Rule 9, Section 32 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 184, and based on the result of the bid evaluation, the technical working group recommends to declare Boston Home Incorporated at its calculated bid price of 198,800,000 pesos as a single calculated bidder, and that post qualification be conducted on the said bidder. Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of the PWC recommendation. Declare Boston Home Incorporated at its calculated bid price of 198,800,000 pesos as a single calculated bidder and the post qualification be conducted on the same. Any motion?
That concludes the second presentation and documentation of the evaluation report. I recommendation of ground weighbridge to separate monitoring system.
None, Mr. Chair.
There being none, Boston Home Incorporated has calculated bid price of 198,800,000 pesos. During the single country. That ends the evaluation reports, that received the post qualification reports, the technical report. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Qualification report from Security Services Incorporated relative to the provision of security screening machine operators for Philippine Ports Authority, Head Office, Port Management Offices, Terminal Management Offices, Ports, under BAC PGCS number 102-2021. Based on the duly approved bid evaluation report, Commander Security Services Incorporated was declared as the single calculated bidder in the amount of 140,842,860 pesos and 21 centavos. Hence, the bank has directed the technical working group to conduct the cost verification on the said bidder. Accordingly, the CWG conducted a cost verification on June 4, 2021 on Commander Security Services Incorporated. After verification, it established that the bidder has complied with all the legal, technical, financial, and other requirements for the said procurement. The details of this compliance are indicated in the cost verification report submitted by the CWG. Further, Commander Security Services Incorporated is not included in the list of blacklisted entities as of June 4, 2021 per GPPD website. Based on the result of the cost verification, the PWG recommends that the bid proposal of Commander Security Services Incorporated at its calculated bid price of 140,842,860 pesos and 21 centavos be declared as the single calculated and response bid, pursuant to the Rule 10, Section 34 of the 2016 revised IRR of the Republic Act number 9184.
Mr. Chair, for the adoption of the bid recommendation, declaring the bid proposal of Commander Security Services Incorporated at a calculated bid price of 140,842,860 pesos and 21 centavos, declared as the single calculation responsibility pursuant to Rule 10, Section 34 of the 2016 revised IRR of RP 180. Second motion,
Yes, Mrs. Secretary, we adopt the recommendation of the Secretary Group as contained in their post-qualification report on Commander Security Services Incorporated for the provision of the unit machine operators for the Port Authority Head Office, Port Management Office, and Terminal Management Office, Ports.
None, Mr. Chair.
There being none, the bid proposal of Commander Security Services Incorporated as calculated bid price of 140,842,860 pesos and 21 centavos is duly declared as a single calculated and responded bid pursuant to Rule 10, Section 34 of the 2016 revised IRR, the Republic Act number 9184. Secretary, please start the procedure operation of the necessary resolution and provisions. Then proceed to our other matters.
The next one is the continuation of the pre-procurement conference for the General Support Services.
Okay, for information of to refresh the memory of the BAC, the end user, the ASD, was instructed to increase BAC procurement conference to factor the common provisions of the DOR of the general support services to that of our admin support. And okay, and hindi na iwalay yung sa RCs na head office, but to centralize them sa ASD. Pero paano tayo isa kaya gusto na tayo? Yes, how to incorporate the cleaning supplies. Okay, so with that in mind, focus na lang yung discussion ko. Are you ready?
Good morning. So, exactly advice. Procurement General Support Services for prepaid authorities, responsibility centers, and public. So obligations and responsibilities number 2. After determining the lowest and responsive leader, the competitive meeting, to be conducted for this purpose, EPA shall award the winning non-public service provider contractor the contract for the procurement of your support services for a period of 1 year from receive the mortgage deposit. Number 3, EPA shall allocate the amount of 42,241,534 pesos and value contractors as they approved budget for the contract. EPA shall pay the contractor client billing rates related to the said contract subject to existing governmental opinion, housing rules and regulations, or any consideration of the services rendered as for personnel. The third party contractor, the contract payment shall be made upon presentation of its second monthly personal payment and related person certification that it is paid is other benefits and premium of this personnel for the period covered. Submitted payroll and repeated fee. Repeated corresponding submitted as a DCC agenda as well as the withholding tax. Withholding taxes in the US. Should there be any law passed increasing the minimum wage or requiring additional compensation in any form? The applicant consideration shall be automatically adjusted. As such additional compensation as mandated by law or requested by EPA, example that EPA has a budget, are reimbursable to EPA without additional charge and shall be subject to existing government conditions and accounting rules and regulations. A contractor shall agree to provide process of publishing products. The next one person to be employed under the contract. It shall be delivered secretly by the state of the contractor shall agree to provide identification guards, radio frequency identification, the design agreed upon by the parties acknowledged and prosecuted.
Sir Ed, it's just na po sa item 4, meron ba tayong i-attach na form para the prospective bidder would know yung sa configuration or form with us dun sa mga trade rules, etc. Meron, sir. So, mamaya i-present. Kasi kailangan makita ng ikaw para sa inbox. Siguro check natin na sir, kasi para maano na natin. Ma-finalize.
Tapos inaabot mo, parang